Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Neo Sylphid, it's going to be Sacsri versus Sharp. An amazing DEFCON 1 level of TVZ sent to me by RJV. Top left, bottom left, it's going to be our yellow Zerg player. It is Sacsri. And in the bottom right, number 2 finisher in SSL Season 1, it is Sharp. All right, man. Two incredible players going at it. Sharp's resume is better than Sacsri's, but Sacsri has a reputation of being a giant killer, man. He can take down players with much better resumes most of the time, I guess. Some of the time. Anyway, what do we got here today? TVZ shenanigans here. I'm interested to see what strategies we get. Sharp has been known to mech sometimes. But we'll see. A little bit too early to make that call as to exactly what he is doing. Right, we'll see the timing on the gas. That'll tell us a lot. And probably hat firsting on this 3-player map is our Deuterama Sacsri. Yeah, be sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying the casts here. I know that you are because you're here today, and I appreciate that. And be sure to check out the live streams, too. I'm doing those 6 days a week. We're casting games like these and other games from lesser-known players. We're playing games on Wednesdays and Sundays, live games here on stream, too. Here on Twitch at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin, here at youtube.com/FalconPaladin as well. So there's the hatch first out of Sacsri. And over on this side of things, we're making a racks. We're not getting gas yet. So not worried about getting a super fast factory here or anything. And the Overlord scouts the right direction first try. Nice. That's a big win from Sacsri. Being able to see what's coming out, right? Our Marines coming out here. Is a Vulture going to pop out of this base? That information is going to be extremely, extremely useful here. So hatch into pool. Into a gas here. There's really not any viable reason to not get gas at this stage of the game. And there we go. Getting it down. Whew, some people in StarCraft 2 have kind of experimented with gasless 3-base openings, but I don't like them. They freak me out as a Zerg main, and I'm glad to see it's not happening in Brood War, because people are smarter out here, maybe. I don't know. SCV comes in for the scout, sees, okay, neat. So the pool's not done, obviously, because the hatch is this far along in its production and its progression, and then the expansion's coming down, again, with no gas here. So, seems like Sharp's going to try to SK Terran this thing. We do see flavor text, right? I mean, it's not tech, but it's just flavor strategies, whether you're bringing in siege tanks, whether you want to bring in some battle cruisers, right? If you want to do something to get away from just Marine Medic Firebat Science Vessel, you can do it. It changes what the strategy is. We kind of need a different name for these versions of when you have SK Terran and then you start making a bunch of tanks. Like, what is that? It's not SK Terran anymore. It's SKT Terran? SK Tank Terran, maybe? Maybe that helps us to differentiate it just a little bit. Possibly could. Second racks coming in. No real surprise there. Now the gas is on the way for those upgrades. For the stim, for the range, all sorts of fantastic stuff here. And Overlord scouting up to the top side to see what is going on. What is going on here? And the answer is nothing. There's nothing up there, but you might as well check to see if there's weird proxy, maybe a proxied starport he's trying to hide from ya. Sharp. He can be kind of sneaky sometimes. Everybody's got a sneaky side to them in StarCraft. Nobody just plays this game straight up. There's no fun in that. There's no mystery in that. So at this point of the game, we're pretty in the dark if we're Sacsri, right? We can kind of see that. We see there's a second base, but we don't know if there's a factory coming up. We don't know when this gas was taken. We're a little bit worried. How are we going to read this and say we don't need a sunken at the front? I guess he's just keeping an eye on that opening, right? And if this gets lifted or a Vulture comes through here, then you immediately try to throw down a creep. You might throw down a creep here anyway. Oh, maybe not. Just rallying it down there. Okay, Spire on the way. Looking all good. Before we get too far into this game, I do want to hand it over to Falcon for today's sponsor. Take it away, Falcon. Today's poll from Polls It is, has Sulky become the greatest Zerg of all time? I know that is heresy for Jaedong fans, but his resume is better than Jaedong's, and Savior is the only other Zerg player to attain Bonjois status, but he's been banned by Brood War. So come to Polls It, create an account using your email address or your Google account. It is free, and for every person that signs up, I get a bonus from Polls It for the sponsor of this cast, man. So check it out, link in the description, answer the polls, man. We've got ourselves a question. What is the best Falcon cast ever? You can vote on that. Who is the best Brood War Terran player today? We can vote on that and other polls as well. So check it out and back to the cast. And all right, we are back. Thank you for that ad, Falcon from Polls. Again, check it out. Link in the description. Now, what is this? This is going to be Mutalisks, obviously. Any sign of a third base from our guy? Maybe up here for a third base would be interesting. I guess over here more particularly. Do you want a third base here? Do you want to go up here where it's a little bit safer maybe, but there's only minerals? And from a Zerg perspective, I would say no. But man, yeah, Overlord sees a good number of Marines and medics coming out across the map. And they are going to fight these Sunkens. Do you want 2 Sunkens? You want 3 for this number? I think 2 seems fine. I do think two seems just fine. So he scans in, sees that he forced out some Sunkens. Now the question is, was he want to engage here or not? Probably not. Right? He forced out the Sunkens. If he doesn't lose anything, he wins that engagement because he made Sacsri sacrifice some drones in order to make these boys. Third base checked. No. Third base here. No. Great. Sacsri says, I wish I had a third base. And Sharp says, I'm glad you don't have a third base. This helps me a lot. But 8 mutas are on the way. Should be 9 starting now. Where's your 9th muta? You've got the larva. You had the larva to make 8. You have the larva to make 9. You just made a bunch, tossed a bunch of gas into Flyer Carapace instead. So not getting 9 with the initial attack. Totally fine. Not going to worry about it. But getting Flyer Carapace, which means he's taking this Mutalisk attack very seriously. And we'll see how Sacsri is able to defend it. Yes, yes. So 8 mutas popping out here. Turrets coming up. 3 turrets in the mineral line, taking it seriously. He knows. He doesn't see a third base, so he knows it's probably and really high investment into Mutalisks with that third hatch being inside the main. That's the only other place it could be, right? Metabolic Boost getting fired up. A little bit late, honestly, but a lot of that gas went into these Mutalisks, and they're just taking a pounding from these turrets. This is pretty well defended here from Sacsri. I'm liking this from a Terran perspective a lot. Oh, third base here. I didn't even suggest this would be a third base possible location. Amazing. Amazing stuff. So you don't want to lose any of these mutas because they're going to benefit from a Carapace upgrade here fairly soon. Firebat, look at this guy. He's like, I'm ready. If the drone comes this way, I'll roast him, toast him. Yes, I believe you, Firebat man, but I'm not sure a drone's going to go that way anytime soon. Guess what? It's more mutas, and it is Flyer Carapace, and there's nothing different at all from an SK Terran stuff that Sacsri's doing. He's got range. He's working on +1 attack. He's got stim. He just picked off a Mutalisk, which is a major win. Every Mutalisk that dies in this game is a big-time, big win here from our guy. So, more scans. Let's see what we've got here. I'm not sure why you would scan the natural base unless you're counting how many Sunkens there are. He's like, you still only have 2. I've got a bigger group now. We have better upgrades. Maybe this will go better for us because Lurker Aspect is nowhere near because we've got a Queen's Nest and a Hydrodan on the way. He's going to want some Lurkers. Oh, wow, this is bad. This is really bad. From Sacsri, dude did not take this seriously. Stim, burn it down, boys. 1 Sunken down. 2 Sunkens down. We are inside the house. All the mutas have to come back to try to deal with this. And they are dying, but also killing Marines fairly easily. More mutas jump on in. More Marines trying to add to the party just so this doesn't get entirely wiped out. Reinforcing Marines are putting in a ton of work here. There we go. And now an Overlord gets killed. Not supply blocking Sacsri, but drone, ling. All this Zerg stuff is dying. The Muta flock is a little bit bigger than it was because he replaced some of the dead ones. And he will clean this out, but man, he took some drone kills there. He's got to replace these Sunkens at some point. And Sharp's getting into kind of a late Valkyrie play here at about 8 minutes. So he's going into 2-port, maybe 2-port Valk, maybe just 1 Valkyrie, depending on how things go. But he does want Valkyries. The thing is that +1 Carapace upgrade is really good against both Valkyries and Marines because their attacks are factored into every hit on the Mutalisks, and the armor reduces it every single time. So armor is good against units that do small attacks a lot, like Valkyries and like Marines, maybe the best two examples, maybe outside of Zerglings, I guess, in the game. Hive coming in. Got ourselves an Evo Chamber. He had some Evo Chambers here, but we know what happened to those. Nothing good. But yeah, it sure looks like one Valkyrie. Nope, throwing up the two. Guessing was wrong. A second Valkyrie here. More scanning. Again, seeing did you throw up the static defense? Because you didn't increase it last time and we saw what happened. I mean, the good news is the mutas can kind of keep these guys pinned a little bit. Lings jump in. This whole group's going to die, except again, reinforcing dudes show up and the Valkyries arrive and the mutas get out of there. Okay, muta dies a little bit faster than the Valkyries are, and you don't want to get turned around on here if you're the Valks. He wants them. He wants them bad. He's like, you don't have any Hydras. You don't actually have any anti-air here at all, do you? Dude, there's only 2 Sunkens at the front. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Third base. Got a Sunken. Got another Sunken. It's high ground. Those 2 Sunkens versus 2 Sunkens, but one's up a ramp. And he decides to check over. There's nothing over here. Why are you coming? Why are you bringing your whole force over here? Unless you're moving them and trying to hide them so that Sacsri doesn't know where you are. I don't like this from Sharp very much. It is a supply block from Sacsri, so that's a big win for the Terran player. But yeah, I mean, look at, I guess, finding some overlords for further supply blocks. Yeah, man, Sharp is sharp right now. I don't agree with this movement over here, but otherwise, it's further supply blocking the Zerg player. 36 use supply out of 57 use supply out of 36 Velo supply is crazy bad. Scourge, nice micro on the Valkyries. And can you get up this ramp with 3 Sunkens? Probably not with this number of Marines. Probably not. Going to take a third base here. Thinking about it. Thinking about it super hard. A Greater Spire's on the way. What is this game? Oh my gosh. Trying to use... Oh, took 1 hit. But killed like 3 Scourge. So, I mean, fair. Oh. Okay, great hits again. The mutas. Another volley would be big. And there it is. Ugh. Third base coming up here from Sharp. Mutas on the run. Marines trying to move to intercept. They were ready for that. They want this Overlord, I guess. Are they really coming this deep into this base for this Overlord? No. Not so much. And SCV sitting up here for a fourth base maybe? Shutting that down. Looks like one of the Valks did get killed. No, maybe not. Oh my gosh, it's a group of 5 Valkyries. Sharp is going heavy into the Valkyries here, ladies and gentlemen. Hunt them, take them down. A little bit of chaos there. But the mutas are dead. The time of the Mutalisk is over, ladies and gentlemen. They've got they stopped running. They've accepted their fate. We've invested a lot into Valkyries, and the Valkyries paid for themselves there. Third base, just about done here from Sharp. Still 3 bases rolling, fairly safe here from Sacsri. 41 workers to 56 in favor of Sacsri. But guess what? The Hive is done. Consume is consumed. Consume may very well be done. I've not looked at the production tab for a couple minutes, full disclosure. He's getting Plague. So definitely it is done. Okay, Valkyrie's trying to cover this drop. He lost one of his drop ships anyway. Yeah. Well, here's the unload, and an Overlord is down and not supply blocking the Zerg, but that's more speaking to how much supply he has overall. Lurker Hydra, pretty good at this. Pretty good at dealing with this. Kiting back, taking down one of the Hydras. Kiting back again, outside of the range of the Lurker Spines. Not really, though. Not as much as you want to. And then Valkyrie's jumping in here to wipe out another Overlord. Not a supply block. Scourge, do not try to engage with these guys, but they took some Spore hits anyway. How many kills you guys have? 1 kill and 2 kills. You know what? 2 kills in this game. Better than average, I would argue, in a game of StarCraft for a unit to have 2 kills. What do you think the average kill count for an attacking army unit in StarCraft Brood War is for every game that's ever been played since 1998? What do you think it is? That's a hard number to figure out, huh? Anyway, we got ourselves, are we double expanding? We are double expanding. There's the supply block again. Oh my gosh. So 6 o'clock, expand. Top right, expand. Triple expanding. My apologies. Our man is going hard right now. 3 command centers at a time. Sharp is taking it to Sacsri in a way that I know the resume for Sacsri isn't crazy impressive. I know. But, oh, there's a nice play. Kind of harder to see on these red units, huh? Kind of like how it's, yeah, it's red uniform versus blood thingamajig. But yeah, Sacsri, again, a bit of a giant killer, but maybe today he's kind of run up against someone who's just at peak. Sharp is playing super well. But as we all know, Ultralisks are the answer to these shenanigans. There are no tanks out from Sharp, although the man is... Okay, never mind. The man is totally tech switching. He's building tanks now. He's getting spider mines. He is mech tech switching here, dropping at the 3rd base at the same time, using Valkyries to kill overlords all the time, catching plagues on said Valkyries. And that drop wasn't very good, but hey, they don't all have to be winners, right? Definitely not. Dude, he is mech tech switching here at 15 minutes. Well, I mean, how many bases does this man have? 1, 2, 3. He's got 6 bases? The man has 6 bases. This is overreach extraordinaire. What is going on? No, Zerg player, he can punish this, but he's so worried about what's on his side of the map that he's just not focusing on what Sharp is doing. It's almost Sharp is playing a PvT here, where he's the Protoss, and he's expanding a million times against the meching Terran because he knows he's going to lose some bases, and having some on backup is fantastic. Well, look at this. He's like, wait, vultures? What? Wait, spider mines? Also, what? Yeah, so Sacsri is confused now, I think. He's still making lurkers, not going to be that great against the mech. Getting a 4th base here. Tank positions on Neo Sylphid, you know them. Oh, might want to expand up here too, man. The way that Sharp is macroing right now. Yeah, Sharp's at 150 supply and 73 workers. And he's meching. He's going to have a massive economy lead, and he's going to be meching for incredible cost efficiency. This is too much, man. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that a little bit up, and he can hit that hatchery, man, and I'm not sure. He decides not to do it. Sharp's like, let's wait for a few more of those, I guess, floating the barracks out and stuff. All sorts of great plays here from our guys. 1-1ers for the Marines. 2-1 for this mech. He's been working on mech upgrades for a while. I just didn't notice. When a player starts out with SK Terran, I generally kind of assume that's what they're doing, even though I mentioned mech early on in the game, right? That wasn't something that I was unaware of a potential happening. But look at how much red there is on this map. So Sacsri's going to try to do something about this. Can't really disagree with his plan to try to do something about this, but that tank line is pretty mean, folks. And they are getting big-time hits off here. We got some Dark Swarm. The tanks don't care as much about it as you might wish. And yes, all the lurkers are dying. The hiders are dead. Their blood is littering the ground. The plague on these Marines is good, I guess. But I don't know if we care about the Marines as much anymore because we're making mech units right now, folks. Why not bring this tank up like 4 inches and start firing on that hatch? I don't understand it. He could have been firing on it this whole time, and he's just not choosing to do that. Or specifically not choosing to do that. Ooh! Almost dragged a spider mine into that tank. That would have been very cool. Extremely cool. But, yo, now he's finally firing on the hatch. There it is. Those are the big-time shots he wants with the +2, +3s on the way. Getting another Flyer Carapace upgrade. I think Sacsri is going to be moving into a bit more of a drop strategy here against this meching Terran, which Falcon approves. He gives his thumbs up on that. Okay, siege tanks continuing to just kind of creep up across the map. I know it's awkward to call it creeping when we're playing against a Zerg, but that's what this is. Another base here. No, Sacsri, no. See how this one just died? That is the future of this one. The exact same problem happens here as the tanks Eventually, we'll start firing on that hatchery as soon as they're taking care of these fleeing Hydralisks. Spider Mine's doing their work too. Yeah, what a very smooth transition here from Sharp. Expanding triple expanding is the order of the words I wanted to put in there. Yeah, the triple expand. We're into, never mind. I thought this was going to be drops. I mean, I guess it could still be drops. But also, it looks like it's a mute attack switch. That hatch is dead. Yeah, look, yeah, you just make some more Valkyries, get some Goliaths. These mutas are taken care of. I do not see a way in which our guy Sharp loses this game. I don't see it. He was ahead already, and then he started making mech. And yeah, some of these tanks are getting wiped out because we didn't quite have the anti-air, and we're kind of caught by surprise by these Mutalisks. But hang on, a couple Valkyries are coming. Goliaths are ready to fight against these dudes. There's a vulture drop inside the main of Sacsri. Dude, there are a lot of idle drones down here. They try to run away, but it just kind of brings them into position to fight against these vultures, which is not what you want to do if you happen to be a drone. Worker count is 78 to 45. 78 to 45 right now. Goliaths are here, man. They got the +2. They're really working on that +3. It's gonna be a minute, though. Where are the Valks? Are these guys still putting in work? They're spider mining the base like their life depends on it, because it mostly does. The mutas are fighting against the Goliaths and actually doing a pretty good job of it, thanks to that +1 Carapace upgrade, and thanks to the support of these Lings as well. This is a very chaotic scene. Lings on the tanks. Spider-Mine's getting dragged into the tanks at the same time. More Goliaths coming in from the south. Is there enough to clear these tanks out? Yes. Sacsri manages to clear out these tanks. I am a little bit torn here because I like Sacsri. These are not Adrenalings. What the heck? Upgrade Adrenal at 21 minutes. Sacsri, what is your deal? Okay. All right. Fine. Where are the Valkyries at? Here the Valkyries are at. And, oh, man. Valkyries getting... all right. These mutas are dead. They thought they were doing pretty well, didn't they? But, not anymore. And they're gone. Okay, so it's still 150 to 109 supply in favor of the meching Terran player with a little bit of Valkyrie support. Now, Hydras and Lurkers coming out here from Sacsri. Still a 4-basing Zerg versus a 6-basing Terran who has this base under construction as well for a 7th. What is going on in this game? Lurkers coming up. Hydras pushing in. Dude, if Sacsri makes a comeback here, I am very tempted to call this a throw from Sharp. Because the man had map control. The man had economy control. The man forgot mutas exist. He did not have anything to deal with the mutas when they popped up. He desperately tried to counter them. And he's got his position knocked way, way back. And suddenly he's losing command centers. Multiple ones. But guess who's got bolters at the 12 o'clock? Sharp totally does. He comes up, forces an evac from that position. Sacsri needs every bit of income he can get because he's at 37 drones. 37 drones. We're back into tanks here because it seems like Sacsri's back into Hydras. So tanks and spider mines it is. Why are these SCVs part of this convoy? I guess for repair. The guy went from 70 workers to 48. Does he think he still has 70 workers and he can just put these guys on the front line? I don't know. But these aren't enough tanks to handle this many Hydras. Hold on a second. They have +3 attack. Maybe they can do anything. No, they certainly can't. These Hydras are at 3-2. A little bit tankier than maybe you'd want them to be if you are a Terran. I love these vultures still trying to take down this 12 o'clock hatch by themselves, but the Hydra Rampage with lurker support is taking down another base of Sharps. This game is chaos right now. More tanks come in. Looks like another hatch is going to die. This one comes up. The natural of the 12 o'clock spawn is up and rolling. Sacsri, again, desperately needs every little bit, every little piece of income that he can get right now because he's in a lot of trouble. It's still 41 to 42 workers, though. Sharp's mining here. Sharp's mining here. Sharp is a two-base mining Terran player, down from 6 bases a minute ago. These guys know they're dead thanks to these lurks, but they're going to try to kill as many probes as they can. Nice block into the main base with that lurker egg. It's a time-honored tradition, but it's still always awesome. Always awesome. Siege tanks. Oh, this is a position. Okay, you can sit here too and hit that hatch. Sure. Sure, why not? Why not? Is this an SCV providing the extra vision these tanks need to hit that? I bet he is. I bet he's providing that extra vision. That hatch is going to die. 128 to 102 supply in favor of Sharp. Sacsri is making a game of this. Sacsri might be my favorite player who doesn't actually have an ASL win. Or like an OSL win or some kind of premier tournament over the last 25, 26 years, right? He's really making a go of this in a way that I'm impressed by. He's dealing with this mech with Hydras. But, I mean, it helps a lot of the earlier tanks got wiped out by mutas, so that job was easier. Because, look, yeah, you siege up a tank, and the Hydras are like, I don't know about this. What a vulture. Killing those 2 lurkers with vultures? What is happening? What is Sacsri up to right now? Spider-Mine's getting crushed out by the Hydralisks, doing a ton of work. 126 to 96 supply. I think Sharp may just have an insurmountable lead here, but I thought that about him about 10 minutes ago. And Sacsri is still alive, and he's still ready to kick butt and take names. He's not given up yet. He's really mining from 2 bases. Scanning in. What are we scanning exactly? What was that scan? Here, I guess? Why can we see that? What the heck? That was weird. Anyway, sieging up again. Man, this base gonna die. Do not take these bases if you're playing against a Terran, guys. Protoss and Zerg especially. Just don't do it. You're going to lose them about 9 times out of 10. You might manage to mine that out, but I actually did cast a PvT the other day where Stork managed to pull that off against a Terran player, and I was very impressed. But it didn't look good at the time. We're not going to deal with that, says Sacsri. Let's head on down south. Try to run all the way into these siege tanks. There's some spider mines up. Second age of siege tanks is firing out here. Yeah, I don't know. Hatch down. This attack kind of sputters out a little bit. This base is going to die. This base is now in trouble. No Nidus available. It's not even a base yet. Do you even want to bother going there if you're Sharp? And I would say, yeah, let's bother going there. I think that's a fine idea. Great positioning. How does he not have cracklings yet? And that's a GG. Yeah, too much stuff from Sharp. Again, he's not on fire. He's at 140 supply. He has 2 mining bases. One of them is minerals only. That's not even a real base, ladies and gentlemen. But he just had too much stuff. He had the +3 tanks. He had the +2 armor. He had the vultures. He had the spider mines. This was not going to work out at all from our guy Sacsri. So GG. The mech transition was great. He did kind of play that like he was the Protoss in a PvT, huh? He's like, I'm going to lose some bases. And then he did. He lost this base and this base and this base. But he had enough on the other side of it to come out the other end smelling like roses and getting the win. I'm not sure smelling like roses is what we need to describe that as. But hit that like button. Check out Pulls It. Link in the description. Let's check out. I want to see if he got Adrenal. I need to know if this man researched the Adrenal upgrade because I don't think he did. All right, so we're going to check and see if this spawning pool ever got Adrenal after the hive finished. So we're going to ×2 it. We might ×8 this thing if we need to, and I feel like we might need to. So there's the spawning pool, and the hive is done. Bam, here at 10 minutes. We have another 15 minutes to go on this game, and let's see if he ever manages to get Adrenal glands and turn these lings into cracklings, because I don't think he does. I mean, in fairness, the man is making a lot of Hydralisks and Lurkers, and then later, he does move into Mutas, which don't benefit from having Adrenal. It wasn't like this was a Ling Ultra strategy, right? So it's a little bit understandable that he wouldn't want to get Adrenal in this game, but would it have made a difference if the man had just gotten one of the best upgrades in all of StarCraft and made these Lings 40% better than they were a second ago? He's getting yeah, it's Carapace upgrades, it's missile attack upgrades, it's Defiler upgrades. It's all sorts of great stuff here. but it's not adrenal. We're at 16 minutes, there's no adrenal. I think we can times it even further because these upgrades are slow. Yep, there's Flyer Carapace, there's Ground Carapace, Missile Attack, there's the Muta transition. Right, the upgrades for the Mutas making sense here. And then it's just Hydra, 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 more Hydra, more Hydra, more Hydra, more Hydra. Drones, Hydra, 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 Hydra. No further upgrades happening here at all. I guess we are making some lings with our mineral dump. There we go, more lings are coming out. But it's not a lot. And yeah, the man never got adrenal. Would it have made a difference? Would it have been enough to win this game if these lings were adrenal upgraded? I don't know. They had +0 attack, but they did have good ground carapace upgrades. Maybe. But yeah, man, Sharp lost a ton of workers in this game. He was down to 30 from a 70 high. Really disappointing on these two bases, but it did a great job killing hatcheries today. This one died twice. This died. These two bases died. This one might have died 2 times as well. And yeah, just why expand here? Just don't do it. Don't expand here. It's impossible to hold. Sacsri making a really classic blunder here on Neo Sylphid, huh? All right, be sure to check out Polls It, link in the description. 218,000 points to 209,000 points there in favor of our guy Sharp. Sharp outproduced the Zerg, got outkilled by the Zerg, but just by a little bit. Structures raised 22-9 in favor of the Zerg. Again, that rampage was pretty good, but not enough. And if you outspend a Zerg player, you're probably going to beat him. If you out-mineral mine a Zerg player, you're probably going to beat him, especially if you're meching. That's absolutely crazy. Oh, man. That's great. That is so good. That is such a good TVZ. Way to go, Sharp, getting the win there. And I thought maybe he was going to lose it. But, you know, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. So, GG. And that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, all at /Falcon Paladin. Check me out on the live streams. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for being here, and you take care of yourself.